There's a big difference between street art and graffiti. Graffiti is very much letters and characters are very much a culture, a subculture. Street art's very open. It's about self-expression. It could be stencils or stickers or murals or yarn bombing. There's so many different facets of street art. The way I use the stencils is sort of taking from early street stencils, which were like 1 or 2 layers, but pushing that technique to hundreds of different layers to make almost photorealistic imagery. Well, I started off just doing them because I wanted to do them, sort of getting back to my street art roots. Council contacted me and said, we'll pay you to do that if you want to do some more. I really enjoy working on the light boxes. It's a perfect surface, it's flat, it's clean, it's square, and it's highly visible. It's in a high traffic area. Start off with a base coat, which is usually like a mid-range colour, and then you'll move out to your lighter shades and then come back and move out to your darker shades, depending on the piece, which builds up that quality of three-dimensionality. I have registration marks in the stencils, but if we're on a bit of a time frame, I'll cover them up and just do it by hand. Like if I was doing that on a canvas to sell, I'd make sure it was perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect on the street. I'm an established artist. Like I've been in the Archibald 3 times and won the Salon de Refusé in 2017, and I've got work in the National Collection. I've travelled the world through my art, and I've been, full-time for nearly 20 years. So, yeah, some people just sort of think, just a hoodlum painting the streets, but they can think whatever they want. I'm fine with where I'm at. The first exhibition I ever saw at school was an artist called George Giddos. So he's a conflict artist. And that was life-changing, seeing that experience at 14, 15 years old. Sort of opening my eyes up to, oh, you can actually do that. Because, they say if you can't see it, you can't be it. We didn't have people like that growing up in the suburbs of Canberra. My work predominantly has been focused on war and the rise of authoritarianism. It's been quite dark. And I think everyone's at the point where we're just a little bit fatigued by all this negative imagery coming through in the media and the war, the destruction and the cost of living crisis. I really just want to start putting out some positive imagery. But it gives you something to look at when you stop at the lights too. You can't look at your phone anymore.
The traffic box project has been going on and off for probably over a decade now here in Wollongong local government area. At every set of traffic lights there's a big metal box that is usually grey or green. What we see in the past is that they're often quite graffitied, and so this is a way to address the graffiti and then also beautify the area. I was working here when Jai first started coming here, and as a young teenager, and being able to then engage and to be connected with other people, like-minded people who are into the same things as him, but then also older people who could teach him the ways and connect him up with positive opportunities as well.
When I was about 8 years old, started drawing, and then it continued, and obviously I got into a bit of graffiti when I was younger, but always had more of a love for art, and then I just stuck with it and just kept going, and got to where I am today as a full-time artist. Over the past 10 years, I've created in excess of 30 artworks on the traffic signal boxes within the Wollongong LGA. The boxes on Taraji Road, their story is about my kids. There's 2 faces on there, one for each of my sons. If you turn around, it has my sons' names in it. I like them all, to be honest. I'm constantly trying to push myself to be better and better. I get people yelling out, yes, that looks awesome, stopped at a set of lights, you're doing a great job, because it's brightening up areas that can sometimes be dull. Sorry to say, but I've nearly seen accidents happen when people are stopping and looking at my artwork and they're getting bips going, it's a green light, move on.